Hey, what's up, children of the sun? Your spiritual advisor, Montre Bible. I'm going to talk about. Well, here's Spike too. Hey, Spike, you want to say hi? No? Okay. All right. So I just wanted to respond to a video Conjure Queen just put out. She makes really great videos about spirituality and magic and doing the work. And she has some questions, and I think I can help a little bit from the information that I know. So let's watch this video real quick. And don't want to do that view. Let's do this one. That's pretty big. All right, let's do it right here. And press play.
Now, I don't know if you guys heard about this, but there's two different ideas when it comes to the moon, right? Now, for astrologers, for people who work with moon magic, who work with lunar deities, for those who work with the divine feminine, like we've been taught that the moon is a source of energy for us to do healing, for us to tap into our psychic powers. The moon is also symbolic of the subconscious mind, right? It's also
Right.
symbolic with magic. That's why a lot of ancient cultures used to study the mysteries of the moon. Now, when you look into the conspiracy theory forums and on YouTube, they have these videos and people saying that the moon is not real. They say that the moon is actually a satellite that was created by the reptilians in order to send certain frequencies to Earth to create an illusion for us
I've
to
heard
see
about that.
this fake matrix, right? They say that the moon is actually the source of what we're like, how we're able to see this physical reality. But then it's like, this is what I mean by there's so much information online where it's like we don't know what's real, we don't know what's lies, we don't know what's truth, we don't know what's psyop information.
That's Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. And I kind of mentioned that before with Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces. It's going to be hard to tell fact from fiction or what's true and what's not true. Because Neptune is about the illusion, Saturn is about taking off the rose colored glasses. But it's going to have to be a choice on a lot of people on whether they want to believe the truth or enjoy the illusion. So, but let's keep going.
Like, how do we know that it's not somebody in the CIA or something that just put that information out there to deter us from tapping into our ancient magic?
That's possible.
How do we know that the moon is fake? Like, how do we know any of this, right? And so now I'm a little bit conflicted because if the moon is fake, then how does that work with astrology? How
Mhm.
does that work with cancers? How does that work with your moon sign? How does that work with, like, how does that even work? Like, if the moon is fake, then how is it that people in ancient societies were using the moon in order to know when to plant seeds, when to plant crops, when to move, and when to relocate, when to do certain things? Like, a lot of old civilizations, they were more so lunar centered, meaning like, they base their months and timings on the moon. That's why.
So um, I'm going to stop the video right there and then I'm going to go into just basically the knowledge that I know. I think two things can be true, but not completely true at the same time. Is the moon fake or artificial? I do believe it is artificial. It wasn't a natural occurrence that happened. I think it was something that was kind of just put there. Does it still affect us on a spiritual level? Yes. I think when you consciously or if you unconsciously, we can be affected by the moon because it's probably it is the closest body in our system. Of course, we don't know the complete truth of anything, so I think we have to take everything with a grain of salt. Even the stories we hear about the Anunnaki, who I'm about to go into, the Anunnaki and their involvement with the whole creation of the universe. If you don't know about the Anunnaki, I have some other past videos about it. You can go check those out. But even as I've gotten older, I've changed a lot of my views about the Anunnaki. I've gone, oh, they're evil. Oh, they're not evil. Maybe they just don't care. Okay. But when it comes to the moon, we have to look back at history or the myths. We won't say history, the myths, because the myths can change throughout time. Let me minimize this. The myths can change throughout time, and we can develop different stories from those. But I'm gonna pull this particular story up. So let me change the view so we can read it. Let's put this view right here. All right. All right. So we're going to go back to the creation story. I think the Babylonian creation story with Tiamat. Now, Tiamat was a supposed to be a dragon and female, and she had a consort called Kingu. And the Marduk, which was one of the Anunnaki, he was the son of Enki. He supposedly destroyed Tiamat, split her in two. Uh, Now, Marduk is also equivalent to another planet that came through the solar system. Uh, let's see, the foreign body, celestial body called Marduk. That's right here. Right here. Into the solar system clockwise, which is opposing the direction of the planets. And the gravitational pull of Marduk changed the orbit of Pluto. So this is how they explain a lot of, just our planetary system. Uranus is on the side. Marduk, in the story of the gods, Marduk opposed the gods. And if you see every planet as like a metaphorical god, and Marduk opposing the gods, which means he's going a different direction, and he's just causing havoc. Marduk was also a god of war. So eventually he was called upon to battle Tiamat, which was supposed to be this huge planet in the solar system at one point. And he won. Let me find the part of that story. Throughout the competition, okay. So he split Tiamat in two. The satellites of Marduk collided with Tiamat, and Tiamat broke in two parts. One part was thrown in orbit closer to the sun, in between Venus and Mars, and became Earth. The other half was destroyed in the collision with the satellites and became the asteroid belt. So Kingu, which was her husband, her consort, or, the consort kind of means lesser than. So she was like a queen of the goddess. She's supposed to be representative of the primordial goddess, the divine feminine that existed before everything. And if you look at Gnostic scriptures too, you find that the primordial goddess was Sophia, and then there was a demiurge, a lesser god, that kind of took her place. So everything started with this primordial goddess, and she was the stories about Tiamat are kind of chaotic. Like, she was like this dragon, and she created demons and stuff. She was creating a lot of chaos. So the gods kind of rose up against her. So she was good and bad. So anyways, I'm on a tangent. Marduk destroyed her, split her in two. Half of her became the Earth. The other half became the asteroid belt. This is why we have all those rocks out there floating around and doing nothing. And then Kingu, he was hit too. He was destroyed, and the remains of Tiamat became Earth's moon. So my guess here is that, it was according to this myth, if we have to look at it, if we look at these as actual gods or beings that actually went to war with each other and not planets, or I think what we think about as gods is kind of questionable anyways, but these beings, let's just call them beings. One of them went to war with Tiamat and destroyed her, and half of her became Earth. And then her consort, who was destroyed too, became her moon. He still remained to be her moon. And so that's what our moon is. But our moon is very particular because it doesn't quite move like everybody else's move. We only see one side of the moon. So it feels like it was placed there and made static so that we only see one side of it wherever we are on the planet, which is questionable. So a lot of people question, why is it that we only see one side of the moon? What's on the other side? science says, it's because that the moon rotates at the same rate of speed as the Earth, but then they say the Earth is slowing down or they're speeding up. If that was true, we would see some change in the moon. I'm not, I'm just questioning the narrative a little bit, but the moon seems to stay in a static position and we only see one side of it. So it seems to be a byproduct of a war, a galactic war that happened before the creation of man, before the creation of our civilization. And it was placed there to kind of keep a balance, at least on this planet. Was it a spiritual balance? Does it affect us spiritually? Possibly. And if we're unconscious of that energy, it can be used as a control element. People who practice magic, witches and whatnot, wizards, because we're more conscious of this energy, we are able to use it and manipulate it for our benefit. I'm kind of sensing that maybe this stuff happened. Maybe this war happened around the Cancer zodiacal time. I'm just putting it out there. I don't have any proof of that, but maybe that's why Cancers are so influenced by the moon, because maybe it happened during the Cancer season when the sun was in Cancer, and thus the birth of the moon becomes attributed with the Cancer sign. I'm just putting it out there. I don't have any proof of that, but I'm just speculating on that because of how Cancers are so affected by the moon. But this is just, like I said, this is one of the Babylonian myths of Tiamat. You can Google it and find more in the story. This is from expedia.org/Tiamat, but I've heard this story from different people regarding the Anunnaki. Now, like I said, I take the Anunnaki with a grain of salt. A lot of people, what they know about the Anunnaki comes from Zecharia Sitchin, who is a Freemason. So who knows if he's telling us the complete truth or if he's just trying to continue a narrative himself. Like I said, what do we truly know? Well, we don't know anything, but I know what we do know is that we haven't been told the truth. So this is a great time, a great season with Saturn in Pisces and Neptune in Pisces, is to get to the truth and get through the illusion. And that is all I know about the moon and what it could be. And that has been here from the beginning, but it was created and put in place. And it is not a natural occurrence at all because it is a byproduct of a celestial war that happened with some beings that are not human, according to the myths and legends. Okay, so that's the information I can give you. I hope you, Conjure Queen, I hope that gives you a little bit of leadway, and I'll put the link in the description if you want to read up on this. And I hope you do well. So I just wanted to comment on that. All right, guys, if you have any questions about tell me what you guys think about the moon. Is it real? Is it not? What have you heard that the moon really is? Or do you even think that we even landed on the moon? Is that real? Did that really happen? Put it in the comments below. Let's start a conversation. All right. Talk to you guys later. Peace out.